Hey man, say man, what's good, y'all? Big Kev here, man. Coming at y'all with another video, man. And this is the second upload of the day, so without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into this real quick. And today's video, we talk about none other than the homie Shannon Sharpe. So I ain't gonna lie, y'all. As y'all can see, Shannon Sharpe is going through some very damning allegations at the moment. So before we even get into that, y'all, let me go ahead and explain something to y'all real quick. So as we know, we've been known Shannon Sharpe has been pretty popular over the past few years with his Shay podcast. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna actually take this I'm gonna take this all the way to left field. All right, y'all. So I remember when I was 18, 19, and I was first going through my little spiritual awakening, and I was going through a lot of conspiracies, right? And one of those conspiracies that stuck with me was a conspiracy. It was about a black group called the Boule. And now, like I told y'all, this is hearsay because none of this is factual. This is just all conspiracy. However, like I told y'all, it always stuck with me just because there's always been this rumor around that you got to do stuff to get into certain rooms and to get into certain levels of fame. And now this is the reason why I really want to bring this up with Shannon Sharpe, because even though it seems kind of like obviously, don't get me wrong, he's a Hall of Fame football player. He's one of the greatest tight ends. Dude's a Hall of Famer. Skipping, he's an analyst. He went crazy with the analyzing, and now he's on it, he's on his Shay bag. So, but here's one thing that I want to say. Why is there always a lot of rumors of him being feminine and doing feminine things? As you know, there was that time where he had the makeup incident, and then when you see him walking in the airport with the little poodle, and just like, the whole Shay persona and just the whole alias also comes off a little questionable. And not only that, y'all, he's a black man, but he's also a very large black man. No diddy. But that's the thing. You gotta remember that, because that's the part of the Boule. That's part of this conspiracy of the Boule, is that even Shaq, even the Terry Crews, even the biggest ones still get emasculated. And when you see stuff like that, it's not that it's, that it's true or not, but it's just like, man, can it not be true or not? I'm sorry, could it be true when you see stuff like this and you see the stars start aligning? So y'all, before we get into the main accusation he's being accused of, I also want to take this a little bit further too, and take this back to a time where there was an incident where he accidentally, quote unquote, went live while performing sexual acts. Okay, and the reason why this is a very important thing to disclose in this video is because, let's take it back what I was saying prior. So there was obviously the allegations of him being, I'm not trying to say the G word, but zesty. We'll go ahead and say that. There were the accusations. There were, there were some strong claims considering the makeup and all this and that. So now this video, everyone is alleging that this video was quote unquote leaked to kind of disprove those allegations and to kind of save Shannon, his masculinity. Like, see, look, he's not this and that. He's out here doing his thing. So a lot of people took that and they looked at it with a grain of salt. But I'm gonna bring this back to the Boule again. I'm sorry, y'all. I know this sounds tangent like, but please stick with me, please. I want to take this back to the Boule, y'all, because what is Club Shay? Club Shay is where all these black they're celebrities, yes, but these not just celebrities. These are A-list celebrities. You know what I'm saying? And they're getting on there, and it's always beef between one another. Why is that? Because of the Boule. Now let me explain. You got the Cat Williams coming on there exposing what? You got Monique on there exposing what? What are they exposing? They are exposing the boule. Now, what does this have to do with Shannon's allegations? Let me explain. But before I do that, you guys have to understand the purpose of the boule. So the reason why only certain people can make it in quote unquote Hollywood, the way Cat Williams says, by doing favors and performing those acts, and why the boule exists. So let me kind of give you guys a visual, okay? So actually, you know what? Let me take this even further. So actually, there's actually a lore back in the day called gator bait. I'm not sure if you guys remember that, but what they would do is they would use one of the slaves to catch gators or something. And I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I know this sounds weird, but they would use them as like bait. And just stick with me, y'all, because I know this sounds weird. It just sounds like, what does this got to do with anything? But all right, so now that, look at it like that visually, and now look at the boule like that. Now look at what happens with these people. Look at Shannon Sharpe. Look at Stephen A. Look at shit, even Kanye West. Look at all these people that reach power, and the way that they're perceived, and their perception has to do with pretty much their involvement and their purpose in the group, which is the boule. So let me explain why I was talking about the bait, the gator bait, because what boule is there is to protect the Epsteins and the other people. That, you get what I'm saying? That this is what the boule is for. We're gonna give y'all power and this and that, but your guys' purpose is to make sure no one knows what's really happening. You get what I'm saying? Like, all right, Diddy, thank you. Diddy is a great, perfect example of this. Everyone's pointing the fingers at Diddy. Everyone's pointing the fingers at even the Drewski thing. Like, and I know I'd made the video and this and that, but the only reason why I did is because it was just a popular topic. But the real thing that people don't understand is the boule is thinking about as a layer of protection for those who really are doing dirty stuff. That is literally all it is. Now this is why you see Shay, quote unquote Shannon, whatever, getting accused of such things. And when you read the documents, it's not that bad, but it's obvious that this is some scapegoat activity. And this is why majority of people are labeled sellouts, because essentially what they are doing is essentially selling. But the thing is, you're not really hurting nobody. You guess you get to gain all these accolades, cars, money, all this and that, but you don't never know when it's your time to go down, when it's your time to get blamed for something, when it's your time to be the face of something. Bill Cosby, just ask all these niggas, man. Y'all really think these the only people doing dirt? No, I'm trying to tell y'all, it's a part of the boule. And y'all think I'm lying, and I ain't gonna lie, I could be lying because it's not proven. It's nothing I said was facts either. So don't nobody do nothing to me. Like I said, I'm just speculating. I'm just a YouTube nigga, but I want to dive a little deeper on this, but I got something to do, and it's already about to be 10 minutes, so I don't know if I can do all that right now, but I just want to let y'all know I be live on here, so please, subscribe, tune into my lives. I also be live on Twitch too. Kev Secure the Bag on Twitch. Go rock with me over there. I'm trying to reach affiliate. I'm 1/4 of the way, and I ain't gonna lie, as soon as I hit 4 for 4, Kai and that, count your days, man. I'm finna be number 1, man. But anyway, shout out y'all, man. Love all y'all. Hey, I rock with Kai too, but hey, they might be trying to invite him to that group, bro, and that's why he be with Stephen A and them. They trying to get him in that table. But I'm not gonna put Kai in this. You feel me? I'm just saying. Shout out to everybody though. Go watch my last video about the New York Knicks. Shout out to everybody, man. 262, Big Kev. I'm up out of here, man. Love y'all, man.